Let's teach your child to say mama and dada. So first, we've got to build the foundation. So what does that mean? It means that your child needs to learn to understand what those words mean. Now, of course, they know who you are. You are the most special people to them and you're familiar. So when you come in a room or when they need comfort, they recognize that you are the person that's taking care of them. That is a little different than hearing the word and understanding that the word means you. So we're going to work on that. We're also going to work on those foundational skills that help them say those two words. So what does that mean? Well, in order to say mama, you need to be able to produce an M sound. In order to produce an M sound, you need to be able to use sounds that require you to use your lips. So before kids start to babble, ba 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 ba, ma 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 ma, using repeated syllables like that, they play with other sounds. So for example, they play with sounds with their lips, usually before they start to babble. And those are sounds like raspberry noises, lip smacking, and even an M sound that isn't part of a syllable. So I mean like It doesn't carry meaning yet, but the important thing about using those sounds is they are parts of communicating and we respond to those sounds. So if your child is in the phase where they're producing those sounds, what you'll want to do is go ahead and imitate them back. Then at other times of the day, you can start it and see if your child is excited to imitate you. Back and forth communication is the foundation of being able to participate in conversation at older ages. Okay, back to mama and dada. So first we want to play around with those lip sounds. Then we are encouraging production of those syllables in babbling. What does that mean? It just means that if your child is saying mama, 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 you're going to imitate them and have a little babbling conversation. Same with dad, 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 dad. Now, while we're doing this, you're going to notice that your child is paying attention to you when you're naming objects or when you're talking to them throughout the day. They're learning to tie meaning to the words that they hear. And remember how I said they need to learn to understand mama and dada before they use it meaningfully? We're going to help them do that with a few simple activities. One, we are going to play peekaboo with mama or dada. This works really well if there's two adults, but you can do it with one. Mama or dada is gonna go hide. You can hide under a blanket, you can hide around the corner, behind a door. If you have two people playing, when the parent is hiding, the other person is gonna call out their name. Mama, dada, dada, and kind of act like they don't know where mama or dada is. Your little one's gonna start to pick up on the fact that, oh, we're looking for someone, and they keep saying the same thing over and over again. When the other adult calls that person's name, then that person pops out, and they've got to pop out in a big, exciting way, unless your child is overwhelmed by that, in which case you can pop out kind of in like a quiet, loving way and say, hi. And then the adult with the child says, hi, mama, hi, mama, mama. And then we do it all over again. If you're under a blanket and it's just you and your child, you can also play this game with a lot of success. When you hide, you say, where's mama? Where's mama? Pop out and say, it's mama. And then just pause. Let your child kind of absorb everything. Over time, as you play this game again and again, your child is going to tie that word that they hear with you. I also recommend that other people in the house call you by your name, mama or dada or papa, whatever name you're using for yourself or another caregiver. So the next thing that you can do to help your child understand who mama and dada are is put yourself in a book. Put mama and dada in a book. This is one of speech therapists' favorite tips and developmental specialists because your child can look at the picture, first connect that that picture is you, and then when you're looking at that book with your child, you can point and say, dada, dada. Now, I like getting one of those single picture per page photo books, like from the dollar store. You certainly can print one online, but if you want to go the inexpensive route, this is the way I would do it. Put a bunch of pictures in of yourself looking the way you look every day. You don't want to only be like all dressed up for like a fancy affair. You want your child to see you, the you that they see every day. Look through it with your child. Mama, mama, mama. You also could use the I Could Say Mama book or the I Can Say Dada book. On the first page of the I Can Say Mama book and the I Can Say Dada book, there's a place for your picture. So you're gonna add your photo to the book, and then every time your child opens up the book, they're gonna make that direct connection with you. They're gonna be so excited to see your face in a book. When you're reading it with them, you can say, Mama. If you've created your own book, you're going to continue to flip through it with your child, naming Mama or Dada as they look at each page. If you've got the I Can Say Dada book or the I Can Say Mama book, which come out March 26th, you can go through the book after looking at the front page, following your child's lead, and point to the other Dadas in the book and say, Dada, Dada. There's a Dada, and there's a Dada. Basically, you're just giving your child an opportunity just to hear the word. But your child might just want to spend all their time on the first pages. And lastly, when your child uses those syllables, the mama or dada, you want to respond as if they meant to call you. So your child might say, Mama, and I would say, yeah, here's Mama, I'm Mama. So you're helping them realize that, oh wow, when I say that word, the really important person responds to me. Over time, your child's gonna figure out, wait, if I say this word, that person's gonna respond. And there you have it, Mama and Dada.